fight will be for second place as they come to the line. The white flag out for Rick Mears, as now he can almost coast to a finish in this race. The concentration will be on this fight. Al Unser Jr. being closed by Danny Sullivan. Danny Sullivan in that gold and white car, the right side of the screen. Sullivan closes in. Rick Mears comes off of the fourth turn, sees the checkered flag just ahead, and Rick Mears has won the AutoWorks 200. And Danny Sullivan is right behind Al Unser Jr. as they come to the line. Al Unser Jr. watches his mirrors so very carefully. He is looking for back-to-back wins at Long Beach in his final couple of miles right now. Behind him, trying to catch him, is Michael Andretti.
Yes, and remember, every time little Al comes by the pits, the radio reception is very good, and Rick Ellis will be telling him exactly what the space is between he and Michael, so little Al's driving only as hard as he has to.
The next time that he goes by the pits will be for the checkered flag. He won't have to say a thing except congratulations, you've done it. That is, if there is enough fuel on board. The final short straightaway.
In the wake of all that's happened late in this race, let's not miss the significance of what's happened today in a larger sense. And that is to say that the Penske team, which a week ago we thought would be invincible this season, could not only be beaten, they can be humiliated.
Al Unser Jr. makes the turn off of the hairpin. The crowd begins to roar, as does Little Al's engine. The fuel was indeed there. The checkered flags, and Little Al has scored back-to-back wins at Long Beach. Al Unser Jr. in the Valvoline car wins the run through the streets. He begins to wave now to the crowd on the victory lap. Michael Andretti comes by 12 seconds back in second, followed by Emerson Fittipaldi, Bobby Rahal, and Rick Mears. Traffic moves to the right. Can Fittipaldi get past? Little Al brings it down low. They touch. Little Al into the wall. Fittipaldi continues on. Little Al slams the wall as Emerson Fittipaldi screams toward the white flag. The yellow flag comes out. Al Unser Jr. taps with Emerson Fittipaldi. They are on the main stretch now, but it's Fittipaldi's car fit. Fittipaldi tried it inside the third turn. The white flag is out. 199 laps are complete. The yellow flag flies. Teresa kisses Pat Patrick. Can you imagine the despair that Shelley and Al Unser feel now? Because for the second year in a row, he's okay. Little Al climbs out of his car, walks away from the safety crews. For the second year in a row, the Indianapolis 500 will finish under the yellow flag, but this time it will be a new name. It will be that of two-time world driving champion Emerson Fittipaldi. Now the pace car will lead Emerson Fittipaldi, just like it did last year for Rick Mears, toward the checkered flag. The 73rd Indianapolis 500 is rolling to an end, and Emerson Fittipaldi, under the yellow flag, has captured his first 500-mile race victory at Indianapolis. Emerson Fittipaldi wins the great race. And boy, are they happy. No surprise whatsoever. His wife, Chris Mears, on the scoring stand. As he comes around, she will tap out 199 laps. And Nick Finaro shows the white flag, indicating one more lap to go to Rick Mears. Michael Andretti runs in second place. Teo Fabi, if he can maintain his position, will see the best finish of his career in the Porsche car as they continue to move forward. Rick Mears working his way around now. Back to the home stretch again. Twin checkered flags in the hands of the starter, and Rick Mears has won the Miller High Life 200. Rick Mears wins here in Milwaukee, and he does so at record speed, nearly 6 miles an hour faster than Mario Andretti's record set in 1985.
Remember, that average speed is only predicated on how many yellow flags. The cars today have been awesomely fast. Fastest race we've ever seen here at Milwaukee, and certainly one of the most exciting.
White flag and 1 to go. 8 career victories for Emerson Fittipaldi, tied with Eddie Saxon, Rex Mays, and Louis Myers. Be Pat Patrick's 31st Indianapolis car win. Of course, that It's co-owned now by Chip Ganassi. And Pat Patrick, I think the name is synonymous with this form of racing. Americans who follow the sport. He's a great patron of the game.
You wonder at this point what Roger Penske is thinking. Should I have really sold that PC-18 to Patrick?
Well, I can't understand why his own PC-18 in the hands of Rick Mears is not going just a bit better, really.
Penske cars, 3 of them for Al Unser in the 500-mile races, for Rick Mears, for Danny Sullivan this year, and 1 of those brand new Penske cars made in England went to another team. Went to Emerson Fittipaldi. Won Indy and now about to win Detroit. And here is car number 3. What a grand day for Scott Pruitt. A young man with such a brilliant future. Here's Rick Mears closing in on him now in the final moments. And we understand they're in the same lap and running very slowly. Going down into that corner was car number 3.
I bet he's out of fuel. He's experiencing some fuel starvation problems, and the car quit on him.
No pickup. Scott Pruitt falling back in the waning moments of the event after a great day. He drove it well. He didn't get over ambitious with the steering, with the pedal in the early part of the going. Made it look really good, but it's now falling away from him a bit. That's what it seems to be. We had Mears. I'll take that back. We're now being told that Mears is a lap down, that Rick Mears is making up a lap. Mears in the number 4 Penske car was making up a lap, not going.
There it is.
Checkers coming out, and the winner will be Emerson Fittipaldi. Emerson comes home first. Trying to hold on for second, and the car is surging here some, is Scott Pruitt. What a wonderful response to a great performer, and truly one of the great champions of the 20th century, the first century of motorsports. Emerson Fittipaldi of Brazil has won the 8th annual Valvoline Detroit Grand Prix.
Fittipaldi now may have actually too much information from that lovely onboard computer system as the white flag comes out to Fittipaldi, indicating 1 lap to go. He may be able to tell exactly how much he has left, and it just may not be enough. Fittipaldi on the white flag lap, working his way around.
That would certainly be exasperating to have led most of the laps today. And now he can afford to pick his way around. He's got a comfortable lead coming through turn 3 there, where he knows that there's been a lot of spins, a lot of problems. Into turn 4, heading out onto the backside.
Let's go to the pits. Jackaroo.
Well, let's check a quick look with Pat Patrick. Patrick, you're almost down to it now, Mr. Patrick. Can you make it?
I think we can. We're on the white flag lap. We feel pretty good right now.
Well, they're still crossing their fingers down here, but they're waiting for Emerson Fittipaldi to come across the stripe for the final time.
Well, Jackaroo, he's tiptoeing his way around the course now, still keeping the speed up, but certainly not with the verve or the power that we saw earlier as he makes that turn onto the pit straight. The 20 car, the Marlboro machine of Emerson Fittipaldi. The checkered flag, and Fittipaldi has won it.
It just happened. Still winning a race.
Fittipaldi, the 20 car, the Marlboro machine, and takes the white flag from Nick Finoro. 1 more lap to go, just under 2.5 miles on the Burt Lakefront Airport. 20 seconds behind is Mario Andretti. The question, of course, continues to be whether or not that car has been prepared for the entire distance. Can it make yet 1 more lap? It is surely taking a terrible beating running on this particular circuit because it has been rough all day. The tires have been gnawing the ground that is grooved for airplanes to land on, an airport runway grooved for training. There is Andretti as he tries to close down, now 19 seconds behind Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi moving now alongside the Lakeside Straight out to the east end here at the track, making a final set of 4 turns in the rectangle that is the east end portion of the course. Right behind him is Scott Pruitt. Pruitt is currently running in 6th place, a lap off of the pace, and it looks like Pruitt will follow Fittipaldi toward the checkered flag. But Don Henderson, the rest of the people down in the Andretti pit are just praying that Mario can hold on. Maybe some piece of good fortune will happen here right at the last.
There you can see Emerson looking from right to left, checking his mirrors.
The last 2 sets of turns, Emerson Fittipaldi out onto the pit straight, the twin checkered flags, and Emerson Fittipaldi. 3 in a row for Fittipaldi. He continues his lead in the PPG points, scoring the win for the Patrick Racing Team.
Kevin Cogan went out of the race, and the Horton safety team was on the track with emergency equipment. Kevin Cogan's fine, but his car is not. And meanwhile, the caution flag is out. Now, it's going to be interesting, Johnny Rutherford, to see if Rahal has enough left to even last the distance under a caution flag. He didn't make that pit stop.
Really is, because he's elected to stay on the racetrack. Emerson has made a pit stop, but we also find out that there may be a red flag. They may stop the race because of all of the water.
He's got it in his hand over there. He hasn't put it out yet.
No, and it's going to be interesting to see, because if they stop it, then they could call it, and it might. No, it's a checkered. They're coming out with the red. That's it. Yes, the race has been called.
So, Bobby Rahal, under Cosworth Power, finally breaks the hold of the Chevy V8.
Well, that was interesting. There's Debbie Rahal in elation with the victory. And, of course, Teresa Fittipaldi acknowledging, well, that's racing. It's the way it goes. The string is finally broken.
Well, the question is going to be damage as Michael Andretti takes the white flag with one more lap to go. Fittipaldi is running visibly slower. That was a pretty good impact. There's nothing obviously wrong with Michael's car. The question will be in this final lap, and surely it's going through Michael's mind because he can't see all of the car from the cockpit. Boy, is there anything on this thing that is damaged that's going to keep me from finishing this one?
This has been a day to remember here in Toronto. Let's take a look at it again. Fittipaldi tries to go to the right. Michael moves over, puts him into the wall.
Well, Andretti, I think, started the turn in just a little bit early. He certainly was aware that Fittipaldi was there, and I think he was just trying to get the door shut on him, but Fittipaldi was almost totally alongside. The rule in racing, though unwritten, is the race course belongs to the leader.
Well, here is our leader. He is just seconds away from winning for the first time in Toronto, and the first time in 1989, Michael Andretti in the number 6 Newman Haas. And this big crowd of over 60,000 comes alive on the Toronto waterfront as it is official. Michael Andretti is the winner of the 1989 Molson Indy, surviving that shunt with Emerson Fittipaldi down on turn number 3. A very, very happy Andretti family. There's Emerson Fittipaldi. He will finish second. Danny Sullivan will be third. Teo Fabi in the Porsche will finish fourth. Rick Mears should be fifth, followed by Scott Pruitt, Raul Bussell, Fabrizio Barbazza, Evan Kogan, and Dominic Dobson rounding out the top 10.
Mario Andretti trying to close down on Bobby. The white flag comes out for Michael Andretti. Will he be the first repeat winner of the Michigan 500? Al Unser Jr. falls a little further behind as Michael Andretti comes off of the second turn. Michael Andretti working his last lap. Mario Andretti trying to catch up to Teo Fabi. On the final lap now for Michael Andretti. The last pass down the backstretch. Heads into turn 3. That bright white Haviland machine working its way around this track off of the 4th turn. There is Michael as he screams toward the line. The twin checkered flags are out, and Michael Andretti has scored a repeat win, the first driver ever to do so in the Michigan 500.
One lap to go. And it is Danny Sullivan. And now he leads Rick Mears by just over 3 seconds in the final lap. 3 turns at Pocono, the longest lap of the afternoon for Danny Sullivan.
Well, he's probably feeling pretty good right now. He's got some traffic in front of him, though. He's got to be careful. Anybody makes a mistake in front of him, and, he gets a bad result.
Danny Sullivan and Rick Mears. Pinsky will win it either way. And you'll have the double dip. It looks as if he's going to pick out first and second.
There it is.
And there it is, a checkered flag.
Well, the white flag comes out on the Quaker State Porsche. We'll see how beneficial it is now. Interestingly enough, yesterday Porsche said we will continue with at least a one-car effort through next year. Well, this is the reward they're about to get as Al Unser Jr. in second place. His wife, Shelley, she watches from the position on the pit straight on their scoring stand. And Teo Fabi has now only to negotiate about 12 more turns ahead of him. On that long straightaway, 180 miles an hour.
I don't think there's any denying the Porsche today. They have run flawlessly. Even in their little quick pit stop they had to make at the end, it's all worked out for them. And Teo is doing a tremendous this job, has a magnificent car under him.
Well, they've overcome. Remember, they had the accident in the qualifying session, cut the corner off of the car. They ran back, drug out the backup car, which is the machine he's in now, put it right back out on the circuit, got back into the qualifying, qualified the car on the pole, and then in the race itself, just a few laps ago, they didn't get a full fuel load. They had to come in for a quick splash of fuel, and in doing that, they're able to maintain the lead of the race and are now on the final lap.
There is fixing to be bedlam in the Porsche pit. He is making the last turn, Paul, coming down for the checkered flag. They are going to go crazy.
And on the pit straight, the checkered flag comes out for the Quaker State Porsche and Teo Bobby. Porsche has done it at Mid-Ohio. They have scored their first victory in the IndyCars. Derek Walker receives the congratulations from the crew. Teo Bobby begins to wave to the crowd, and the crowd is loving it. This circuit as the white flag due to come out for Emerson Fittipaldi, the leader of this run here. Fittipaldi works his way around now, clear sailing line just ahead. Rick Mears runs in second. Danny Sullivan is in third, 3 seconds back from Rick. The white flag to Fittipaldi. Mears now sees it. The battle is for second. We're on the final lap. The Marlboro car. Emerson Fittipaldi about to put another win into the record books and pick up the 20 points so desperately needed to move ahead on the championship.
This basically guarantees him the championship, Paul, unless Rick wins pole and leads every lap at Laguna Seca and wins the race.
Emerson Fittipaldi takes the checkered flag. Rick Mears comes across the line in second place. In third is Danny Sullivan. So the race has been run 200 very, very hard-fought miles here at Nazareth. Emerson Fittipaldi is the winner. He rolls now slowly for the first time this race around this track. He must be absolutely delighted with the situation now. He did everything that he had to do. He has a 22-point lead. So the only way that Rick Mears could win the championship, matter of fact, that doesn't work.
No.
As a matter of fact, it can't be done. The champion rolls into victory lane right now. Two racing right now. Fittipaldi in second place. Danny Sullivan just a bit back and still a chance. The white flag out for Al Unser Jr. 44 laps complete. Emerson Fittipaldi still closing. And the question is still fuel with Danny Sullivan right behind Fittipaldi. Teresa Fittipaldi again holds her husband around the track. Shelley Unser sits on the scoring stand. Some reaction now. Fittipaldi slowed down just a bit, now raises his hand indicating that he is going to slow down completely. So Emerson Fittipaldi comes off the pace, though I don't think Teresa's aware of it yet.
Oh, I think he was probably, they were the reason she was wringing her hands and praying is he probably was telling them on the radio, I've had a fuel light for a long time, and it appears that I may not make it.
All right, Shelley says he may already have it as Al Unser Jr. working down the last lap now. The final pass down the hill. A right-hander lies just ahead, and Al Unser Jr. can see $250,000 in his pocket. And the crown, the champion of the Marlboro Challenge. The checkered flags lie just ahead, and Al Unser Jr. has won it. A victory for Gallus and Team Valvoline. The checkered flag, twin flags from Nick Finaro, as the Gallus team starts the season with a win and now picks up the victory in the Marlboro Challenge. And Rick Mears onto the pit straight. Flashes across the line again. Getting closer. 83 laps are now complete. And the white flag showing to Rick Mears. Can he hold on for this final lap? Mario Andretti closed down to just under 4 seconds as they came across the line. Rick Mears now begins a long climb through the carousel and then up the hill. But you can see the number 5 car, that handling machine of Mario Andretti, is closing in. A right turn ahead and then a left. And then they climb the bank. That burns up this methanol fuel as they climb to the top of the hill. Andretti trying to close in, trying for the best finish of this season. And there he is, right behind Rick Mears. Can he get the entire lap going? Let's listen, see how those engines are sounding. As he comes down the hill, Kevin Kogan lies just in front of Rick Mears as Mears comes toward the final turn now. Down the hill, making that final left-hander. Rick Mears on the pit straight now. Kogan ahead, no factor in this finish. As Rick Mears looks for the checkered flag, and he's done it. Rick Mears has won the champion spark plug 300 and scored a road race victory. I think Roger's happy with that with almost anything else. Jim Williams is there. Jerry Brehan. The members of the crew, boy, they are pleased with that one. The fight coming to the bottom of the hill between Al Unser Jr. and Scott Pruitt. Little Al, this is a fight for third place. And Scott Pruitt can't chase Al Unser Jr. across the line, so Mario finishes in second, Little Al in third, Scott Pruitt in fourth, Emerson Fittipaldi comes across the line in fifth place. Bobby Rahal is sixth, Michael Andretti is seventh, Kevin Kogan is eighth, Ari Luyendyk is ninth, Raul Boesel is 10th, 11th Dominic Dobson, then John Andretti, Steve Saleen, Danny Sullivan, Jan Bikus, and Randy Lewis. We'll be back.